We have the Gigantamax Garbodor Battle Day in Pokemon Go, which is going down on Saturday. So in this video, it's been a while, but we're gonna go over the top tips, tricks, strategies, and best counters to make sure that you optimize on this Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. On Saturday the 1st, from 2 until 5 p.m., we're gonna have Gigantamax Garbodor everywhere. Also, just wanna mention to you guys that obviously I'm on the grind to level 80. I am in the airport, on my way to Istanbul, on my way to LAX, then on my way to Redmond. It is an absolute hectic travel back. If you guys do wanna see the playlist where I am hitting level 80 as fast as I possibly can, check it out up there. I am currently sitting on the way to level 76. I have 80 grunts out of 100 and 217 out of 300 kilometers. It's been an absolute grind. As you guys can tell, I've been after it. So with that said, this Garbodor, remember, is gonna be a Poison-type Pokemon, which is gonna be making it weak to two things, which will be Psychic and Ground. We have a couple Pokemon that we can use against this Pokemon. However, we don't have the strongest in the game yet. But before we go into all the counters, let's go over what's happening on this day. So we're gonna be able to collect 1,600 max particles. All power spots will be hosting Gigantamax battles. Power spots will refresh more frequently. There's gonna be 8 times max particles from power spots, which is essentially gonna be as soon as you hit one power spot, you're gonna get 800, then you hit another one and then another 800, and then you are capped for that day unless you buy the ticket. 2 additional special trades for a grand total of 3, and from October 31st at 5 p.m. PDT, the daily remote raid limit will increase from 10 until 20, and that's gonna go all the way until 8 PDT. So we're gonna have 2, basically 24-hour period, but for most of us and pretty much everyone, it's gonna land on 2 different days. So you will be able to do a grand total of 40 remote raids instead of 20, but don't forget that you don't have to use these remote raids towards Garbodor if you don't want to. It is not the most effective Pokemon. Shiny's cool. Rewards are great, but there are other Pokemon out like Giratina Altered Form. You could do the Shadow Latios, which will be making its debut as well. So there's plenty of Pokemon that you can hunt after if you don't want this. And from midnight until 5 p.m., there's gonna be 2 times max particles from exploring and quarter adventuring distance to receive those max particles. So there's gonna be plenty of way for you guys to get as many particles as possible. If you guys do wanna do optimizing on this day, collect as many particles as you can on Friday. Do not go into any max battles. You should, if you're able to do this, well, you can technically get 800 per day. So if you did do it on Thursday, you saved up another 800. You could come in with over 1,500 particles, and then you would be able to go on Saturday with 2 battles right off the rip, and then you'll be able to collect an extra 2. And then also, as always, there's gonna be a $4.99 ticket. This will include 1 max mushroom, 25,000 XP, 2 times XP from max battles, and max particle collection limit increased to 5,600, which is going to allow you to do more battles, right? It's on average 5 more battles. Not only that, guys, you are getting 2 times the XP. So if you are in need of XP, this is a great way to increase it, as well as spending that 200 extra coins. I know it seems silly, but to do 200 coins to get all of those extra rewards without having to do much more than that is worth it. Obviously, you're not getting a Pokemon, but guys, when you are doing that, if you're really grinding XP, it really compounds quite nicely with Lucky Eggs on. And obviously, the Gigantamax is debuted and the shiny form is out. The regular Garbodor looks much better in a shiny than does the Gigantamax. And then don't forget, in your daily research, there is on the left side a research to help you get an Excadrill Dynamax and then multiple other things for it, which is going to include win a max battle all the way to 5 max battles. It's going to give you the Drillbur Dynamax Encounter that can be shiny. It's going to give you 75 candy and 5 XL candy, plus it's giving you 7,500 dust as well as 1,500 max particles. Here, if you want to optimize this, the best way to do it is battle little small max battles, 250 per pop, which will optimize you here, and then you would actually come out on top as opposed to being behind as far as using max particles go. So let's check out Garbodor before we go into everything else. So it's gonna max out at 2,651. It's gonna have an attack of 181, a defense of 164, and a stamina of 190. Like we talked about, it is weak to ground and poison, and it's gonna be single resisting, bug, fairy, fighting, grass, and poison. As far as its fast moves, it's gonna get infestation and takedown, and its charge moves will get seed bomb, gunk shot, body slam, and acid spray. As far as the 100% IV for this Pokemon, 1339 is gonna be the one to look out for. And let's not forget about Mega Level 3s in the poison category if you do need more XL candy. I necessarily don't, I've seen it so many times, but we want to make sure that we accompany this for everybody out there. So these Pokemon will be Venusaur, Beedrill, as well as Gengar. All 3 of them are going to be poison typing. Originally, I did think like, oh, cool, we're going to have Kyogre. However, Kyogre does bug and this is a cloudy weather boost, so that is something to consider. And then let's go into Pokemon Go Hub and see what the best recommended team they have so far. Well, number one, it's going to be Zamazenta. Zamazenta is going to be recommended as the defensive Pokemon. The healer is going to be Blissey, and then the attacker is going to be Alakazam. But we are going to break down other attackers because I really don't suggest you guys power up an Alakazam in the Dynamax form just for this purpose here. It doesn't make sense, but we do have alternatives that are going to work well for you. From another attacker standpoint, we can use Alakazam as number one. In number two, we have Latios with Zen Headbutt and Max Mindstorm. Remember, for the Dynamax Pokemon, you have to make sure that you have the right moveset as the quick move to make sure that the Dynamax move will match the quick move. If it is a different move, let's say we're taking the Metagross, for example, that's Zen Headbutt as well as Psychic. Best combination on this specific Pokemon has to be Zen Headbutt because if you were to use Metal Claw, it would get the Steel Dynamax move, which would not be effective here. Also, obviously, we have Excadrill with Metal Claw and Max Quake. Then we have Hatterene with Psycho Cut or Confusion and Max Mindstorm, and Latias with Zen Headbutt, which will also give it Max Mindstorm. So those are going to be the best attackers. As far as the best defenders, we had the Zamazenta. Hopefully most of you guys have at least powered up to level 50 Zamazenta by now. If you don't, there's other Pokemon such as Fury Cutter and Shadow Claw on the Metagross, Corviknight with Sand Attack, Duraludon with Metal Claw, and then Metal Claw on the Zacian. And then as far as the healers go, obviously we have Blissey, and we're looking for other tanky Pokemons. Blissey is a must-have, guys. The other ones are going to be Wailord, Gigantamax Snorlax, Gigantamax Lapras, Greedent, and Entei. So with all that said, what is the strategy? Obviously, the best team has already been presented. You attack with that team, and then you are going to switch over into your attacker as you're building up the max meter, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to defend / quick attack with the Zamazenta. Then you're going to change over into whichever attacker you're going to be using. That is going to how you best optimize here. And then as soon as you're done with the Dynamax / Gmax phase, you are going to go back and switch into one of the either healers or the defenders. In this case, either one is synonymous, guys. Please make sure that if you guys are out there, you guys are in teams, you guys are ready to go, you have your level 3 moves powered up for the attacker, right? That's very important. And then as far as the defender, you can have heals in there and max shields, but honestly, guys, if you have a good party, you're out there, you're playing well, and you have everybody going in the right direction, you guys can power these meters up really fast. And then these other things don't become as important, but if you are finding struggle in that, unlocking a shield, but remember when you do put a shield on, is attracting the attack to you. And then also the healers, I prefer we just take down these Pokemon as fast as possible, but we'll see how long it's going to take down this specific Pokemon, how bulky it's going to be, and then the like. So that is it, guys. Thank you for tuning in as always. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning into my level 80 journey. I'll be doing great, landing literally on Thursday night. I will be then needing to clock in on Friday before really 6 p.m. another about 80 kilometers on the bike before we get to the next level, because that level is going to be 100 max battles, and this is going to help me out tremendously. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. I will see you out on the next video. Peace.